today, let's make some croissants. I'm going to start off with a cup of warm milk. Add in half a cup of warm water, a tablespoon of yeast, and a quarter cup of sugar. Stir that around a little bit and let it bloom. We're back about 5 minutes later, and our yeast is good and bloomed. It's nice and bubbly. And now we're gonna add about a half teaspoon of salt. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Looks good. And then 3.5 cups of flour. I probably should have added half of that at first and then kept adding all that. I'm not doing that today. It'll be fine. That's better. Time to get in there with your hands. Now we're just going to knead it until it's all incorporated. I'm not looking to knead for too long. I just want it to be put together. Alright, it's all together. There's no more spots in it of flour or anything that wasn't mixed in. Alright, cover your bowl. Set it aside. We're going to put it in the fridge here as soon as we get done with the butter. Now we're going to need 2 pretty large sheets of parchment paper. About like this. Is this too much? Could be. I set one aside. I like to put mine where it doesn't roll away. I've got 3 blocks of imperial butter. The only thing I use real butter for is for putting on fresh baked bread. I am not spending a ton of money because I bake too much to use real butter on everything, and that stuff is like $4 for 4 sticks. It's insane. So I'm going to take my sticks of butter. I'm going to lay them out on this parchment paper. And I'm going to arrange them kind of right next to each other. Leave a little bit of room, but not a whole lot because we want to make a sheet of butter. So I've got mine about like that. I'm going to take another piece of parchment paper and lay it over the top. Wipe your buttery hands off. Now, we're going to beat this and we're going to roll it. If it starts getting funny, if that is not a square. You want about a square, maybe 6 or 7 inches by 6 or 7 inches. It doesn't have to be perfect. You do want it to be fairly uniform. If it gets too wild, peel it back and just stick a little bit over. Like that. Now you can take that raised part and you roll it towards where you want it to go. Do it lightly, because otherwise it's going to get wild again. And basically you just want this to be fairly even, all the way through, all the way across, so that you end up with butter all throughout. It's not going to have, oh, just a hint of butter and then a big glob in another area. So, because we're going to roll this out with the dough quite a few times. Got a little funky on me again. Push that back in. It doesn't have to be perfect. A little funky up here. Get really thin up there. Stick it to, pull it back. You know what? good enough. Does not need to be perfect. So what we're gonna do is take both of these, the dough and the butter. We're gonna stick these in the fridge for an hour, and then we'll come back and put them together and roll them out. It's been about an hour. My dough and my butter has been chilling. And so I'm gonna take that off. My dough rose just a little bit in the fridge. I'm gonna take and roll it out. So the thickness of your dough doesn't matter nearly as much as your ability to cover the butter in it. I'm going to take one side of the parchment paper off. I'm going to take the other side with the butter on it, flip it over, place it in the middle, and peel it back. And then we're going to take the ends that have the least amount of room, fold those in, fold that in. Don't fold your butter, just fold the dough over it. And we're gonna tuck it all in and hope that this covers. It's gonna be close. All right, folded my butter just a little bit. Now, we're gonna roll this out again. Let's roll it this way. Now that it's rolled out, I'm gonna take and fold 1/3, and then a third again. And now I'm going to cover this, just wrap it up in some more parchment paper, not that one, it's covered in butter. And then I'm going to put it back in the fridge for about 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes-ish. We're going to roll it out again. Save this, do not throw it away, we're going to use it in just a second. This time I'm going to roll it this way. You're going to have butter starting to spill out like that. But that's all right. Just fold it. It's going to get messy. Honestly, I think it makes them better. We're gonna roll this out one more time before we put it back in the fridge. And the more times that you roll it, the more layers you're gonna get. You know what? I've rolled this out as many times as I'm supposed to, actually, and it's starting to get messy. When it gets messy, it's gonna have butter everywhere. And if I try to fold it again and then put it in the fridge for another 15 minutes and then roll it out again, it's gonna be a disaster. So here's what I'm gonna do. Instead of doing that, I am going to go ahead and just roll it out and cut it. You want it wider than it is tall. So you want it long here and then shorter here. So I'm gonna take my pizza cutter, and this is not gonna be a pretty one, but it'll eat really well. And just make slices like this. You're gonna have to peel it off your pizza cutter here and there. It's gonna be a big one. And just very long, thin strips, just like you would find croissants that are in the tubes. Just back and forth. All right, and then we're gonna take them like this and just roll them up. You're gonna get butter all over your hands. It's not gonna kill you. We're gonna lay them on a baking tray and give them some room to grow because we're gonna let them rise. All right, now we've got them on a baking tray lined with parchment paper. Give them a little bit of room. We are going to cover these with a towel. Let those rise for 30 minutes while your oven preheats to 375 degrees. All right, so they have risen. My oven is ready. I have a whole egg and about a tablespoon of water in this. I'm just gonna whisk that up. And then I'm just gonna brush this all over them. All right, so I've got them brushed with egg wash, and I'm gonna bake these for probably about 20 minutes. I'm going to check them at 15 to make sure that they're not over browning. Again, my oven's horribly unreliable, so let's get these in the oven. That took probably about 18 minutes to bake these, and this is what they look like. They're most definitely not uniform. I've got an ugly one. I've got a bald spot where my husband's already dove into them, but I want to save the pretty ones for supper. But they come apart, and you see all the layers in it. And these are so buttery and good. You cannot get croissants like this from a store.